Do you always need some new containers to be more organized? Because without them, you can't tidy your home and have a place for all the things that you have. Or do you always need to clean or declutter before starting something new? Like cleaning your desk before writing something on your computer or cleaning your coffee table before watching a movie? All these situations are a clear message that you own too many things and that it's time to declutter your home. What I mean by that is to get rid of all the things you don't need, you don't love, or you don't use anymore. But where and how do you start? I got you, I was the same. I needed more and more containers to be organized to find a home for all of my possessions. Every time I needed to study for an exam or I wanted to try something new at home or whatever, I needed to spend an entire day decluttering and tidying. But decluttering can be difficult. You don't know where to start and it feels like you will get rid of things that mean a lot to you. Even if you have a small space, you realize that you have too many items and decluttering will take you days, even months. But it doesn't have to be like this. Today I will share with you some tips I used over the years so that your decluttering will be a moment of pleasure and of release. I also give you some advice on having an effective decluttering so that you don't need to do it every single month. But before that, let me tell you about my decluttering journey. I'd always loved decluttering my home. Since I was a kid, each year I decided to do a big sort in my bedroom and there were often a lot of trash bags. So I was a genius of organization. I had so many containers and after each decluttering I needed more and more. I thought I decluttered a lot but it was already a mess the day after. Actually, I kept some items because it was necessary, like gifts, souvenirs, home decor and so on. I tried Marie Kondo's method when I was a college student. It was the first step into the minimalism and the decluttering world. This method helped me to know exactly what I love and what I didn't love. But there are limits because you can't love everything that you have in your home. Like for example, I don't love my utensils in my kitchen. But this method really opened my eyes about all the things that I had that didn't bring me joy. Then I moved into this apartment with my boyfriend and I realized the number of things that I had and I had to do something because it was a mess. It was a mess, so I needed to do something. So room by room, I got rid of all the things I didn't need anymore. I did this big declutter 4 years ago and I did the 30-day minimalism game and it was a game changer. Now my apartment is almost every time tidy and it takes minutes to clean it. So now if you're motivated to declutter your home, let's get started. Okay, so step number 1, what is your why? Decluttering is fine, but it's not your final goal. So what is your main reason for doing this? Why do you need to get rid of things? Do you want to clean up your home more quickly? Do you need to live with less and have the freedom to move? Do you need to have a better mental health? Even to make some money by decluttering what you don't need anymore is a great reason. And actually I love that when I receive some money for something I just decluttered. So it could be all these things and it was all these things for me. But I needed to remind myself why I was doing this declutter because I needed to have a real impact on it. I knew that it would be a waste of time if I didn't do it thoughtfully and seriously. So before you're decluttering, think about your purpose, aka the main reason why you do this, and the final outcome, aka how you envision your life and your home after decluttering. Step number 2, organizing your decluttering. So you have to plan your decluttering on several days or evenings. You can't do it all on a weekend. It's not possible, even if you have a really tiny home. I have a tiny apartment and even a weekend is not sufficient enough to see everything that I have. Like for example, when I did my Big Closet Declutter, it took me like half a day to just do this part of my apartment.
Okay, it's a huge part, but when you will do your kitchen or when you will do your beauty product, it will take you hours to see everything that you have. Then you will decide which room you will declutter first and what will be the next one and when you will start working on it. Unlike the others, I prefer to declutter room by room and not by item by item. So by doing this, you will see the results more quickly and it really keeps you going. I recommend starting with the area that you feel needs the most attention. If your kitchen is always a mess and you can't cook properly, start with this. If it's your bedroom and your closet, start with this. Whatever you choose to declutter first or where the most important thing is to start. Then for each room, declutter by category. For example, in your bedroom, take all of your clothes and put them in the middle of the room. It will give you a quick overview of all the things that you have. Do the same for paper, for beauty products. You will see quickly what you have too much of. During your decluttering, when you see an object that is definitely not in the right place, put it in the basket and deal with it later. It could be paper in the kitchen, shoes in the bedroom, or whatever. If you ask yourself what you should consider decluttering, my answer is everything. But you don't have to declutter everything, okay? If you need some help, here are some categories that you might want to work through. Books, clothes, shoes, CDs, DVDs, hobby and equipment supplies, collections, craft supplies, electronics, foods. Okay, so step number 3, the questions you need to ask. So for some items it would be really easy to declutter them. If an object is covered by dust, you surely need to declutter it. It's the same for clothes that don't fit for like 5 years. Decluttering is a physical manifestation of your life changes and you will feel so great to get into a new phase of your life. So here are the questions you can ask for each item of your home. Number 1, is it damaged or broken? Do I have multiples of this item? Do I need multiples? Do I use it often? Or when was the last time I used it? For clothes and shoes, does it fit? Am I comfortable in it? Does this item bring me joy or positively impact my life? But for some items it could be difficult, I know. All the sentimental items like gifts, souvenirs, clothes for your now grown-up children. So there are some questions that you can ask yourself to be sure to make the right decision. Do I feel guilty for getting rid of this? If so, why? Am I keeping this because it's a gift? Or because someone else thinks it's worth keeping? Or because I paid a lot of money for it? Do I have this because it's trendy? Do I keep this because I think I will need it someday? When is someday? Do I keep these clothes because I want to fit in them one day? Do I keep this because of my fancy self? Am I keeping this because of nostalgia? Do I keep this simply because I inherited it or because it represents the life of someone who has passed away? Your responses to them should highlight the true reasons why it's difficult for you to get rid of them. Stuff is stuff and we are the one attaching our emotions, our feelings, our memories to physical objects. So after these questions, you will have 3 stacks. Hell yes, maybe, and no thanks. Keep the first stack and start to organize. For the second one, I recommend putting the items into a basket and to deal with it later. You will see what you will do with them in 6 months. And try as much as possible to donate, recycle or sell the items of the last stack. And do it as quickly as possible. The best is to get rid of all the things in 1 month. I encourage you to have no pity with your stuff. You won't regret it, I swear. Okay, so step number 4 after decluttering. It's not finished yet. Decluttering is fine, but it's not the final goal. The goal is your why. And to have the optimum results, you need to do this after your decluttering. So number 1, what are the results? So after a few weeks, you finally finished decluttering. So how do you feel after that? Better? I think the answer is yes. How many garbage bags did you throw away? Do you realize the amount of money spent on things that you don't particularly need or love? And do you have a clear mind? I love this feeling after a day of decluttering. I feel so much lighter. It's like I can do whatever I want. I don't feel stuck anymore. So what about you? Okay, so the second thing that you need to do after decluttering is to make a list of all the items that you will no longer buy. So you may have noticed that you purchase items that don't bring you joy or that you don't use at all. So you can ask yourself these questions. What items am I collecting? Do I have multiples? Why am I buying so much of this one item? For me, an example would be magazines that I don't read and candles that I don't use because they smell too much. So make your own list, and when you hesitate to buy an item, think about this list. It will help you to decide if you really need it or not. And the final step is, now that you have a clear mind, a clutter-free space, what do you want to do? Okay, so you may have an idea of what you want to do. Put yourself in good condition. Perhaps you need a new planner, you need a new desk or whatever. Make a list of all the things that you need. Now that you have room, create your own space to do whatever you want. After the sorting, I had so much more space that I bought a desk for all of my activities, and I could also buy some new plants to be more peaceful at home. Okay guys, it's the end of the video. Tell me in the comments below what you will do after decluttering your space. I hope this video will help you to take the leap and to get rid of all the things you don't need anymore. I see you in the next one. Bye friends.